Hey, welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. All kinds of breaking news happening today. But as we wrap up hour one, let's check back in with Donald Trump at the New York Economic Club.
And it's a great deal, but it's only phase one of the Japan deal, too. A lot of these leaders don't like me too much, folks. When you hear that I'm not so popular in various countries, please don't accept that as, gee, he doesn't have a good personality. Just realize what I'm trying to do for you. It's about time, okay? Please. They recently came out with a poll that President Obama is much more popular in Germany than I am. I said, guess what? He should be. He should be. The day I'm more popular than him, you know I'm not doing my job. Let's put it that way. Because we're treated very badly by countries. They take advantage of us, and they have for many, many years. It's hard to break that cycle. But we're breaking it, and we're getting along with them, believe it or not. We're actually, I think they respect us far more today than they ever have, if you want to know the truth. We're replacing one of the worst trade deals ever in history, NAFTA, with a brand new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, a historic win for American farmers, energy producers, and manufacturers. And the reason it's such a good deal for us is I said, listen, if you don't sign this deal, we're going to charge you tariffs on your product coming into the United States, including all of those cars that are now manufactured in Mexico. 30% of our business was lost over the last 20 years, went to Mexico. I said, so if you don't sign it, so it's good agreement, we're going to just charge you tariffs, and they signed everything we wanted. The USMCA will create up to 500,000 American jobs and add at least 1.2% more to our total GDP, and it should be much higher than that. Yet Democrats in Washington would rather pursue outrageous hoaxes and delusional witch hunts, which are going absolutely nowhere, don't worry about it, than pass the USMCA and deliver real stuff for the American workers. It's a great bill, USMCA, and put pressure on the Democrats. There's tremendous pressure already. And most of them, if you had a vote today, I think most of them would actually vote for it. But Nancy Pelosi, nervous Nancy, has to put it out there and sign. And if she doesn't, she's doing her party a tremendous disservice, and she's doing this country a tremendous disservice. As we create millions of new jobs, we are also transforming lives. Under the last administration, nearly 1.8 million Americans in their prime working years simply gave up. They gave up looking for work altogether and dropped out of the labor force. Under my administration, 2 million prime-age Americans have come off the sidelines already, people that we thought maybe would never work again, and they fully rejoined the labor force, something we're very proud of. And this includes a group that was having a hard time from the day of our founders, the day they signed. These people have had a hard time. They're former inmates, people that went to jail, who are getting a fresh start thanks to the landmark criminal justice reform bill that I signed into law, but maybe equally so because the economy is so good.
This is our continuing coverage of Donald Trump speaking live at the New York Economic Club. Just to recap and wrap up hour one, some of the greatest hits from today's speech. Blue-collar jobs are up at historic levels. 7 million Americans are off of food stamps under Donald Trump. 8.5 million people are out of poverty under Donald Trump. Median household income is the highest in history. Some benchmarks that President Trump laid out. Under George Bush, the average median household income increase was $400 over 8 years. It's about $50 a year. Obama was at $110 a year for 8 years. Trump in 2.5 years were up $5,000 in median household income, $2,200 in average tax savings, and $2,000 in energy and regulatory cuts and rules and stuff, and adds up to about $10,000 a home. Let that sink in. Stay right there for hour two, where the Consul General of Poland is here to talk about how Netflix is rewriting history.